Are you working hard in real estate, but constantly feeling like you're juggling too much, business, family, and personal life, and something always seems to slip through the cracks? Maybe you're hitting your sales goals, but your family feels neglected, or perhaps you're being the perfect spouse and parent, but your business is stalling. And let's be honest, when was the last time you took time for yourself without feeling guilty or thinking about work? What if I told you there's a proven way to bring all three areas back into balance? A simple tool that helps you step back, re-engineer your priorities, and create a system where business growth, family connection, and personal peace all work together without one area constantly stealing from the others. That's what I want to share with you in this video. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss a tip to help you build a referral-based real estate business that's both predictable and profitable. If you're a real estate professional who's looking not just for more closings, but for a business and life that fit together, this video's for you. Today, we're diving into something I call the Family Personal Business Reengineering Tool. Think of it like a blueprint that helps you reverse engineer your highest priorities and then design your daily actions around them. Because the truth is, success isn't just about making more money. It's about building a business that supports your family and still leaves room for your well-being. By the end of this video, you'll have a framework you can put into action immediately to stop feeling overwhelmed and start living with your clarity and control. Before we jump on the computer and show you how to fill out the tool, I want to take a minute to explain what the tool is and why it matters. The Family Personal Business Reengineering Tool is built around three areas that matter most in your life: your business, your family, and yourself. In business, it's about more than just closing deals. It's about creating an above average income while doing work that genuinely excites you. For family, it's about showing up in ways that demonstrate support, care, and love. Not just being physically present, but being emotionally available too. And personally, it's about finding peace and satisfaction within yourself. Because if you're not fulfilled personally, even your biggest business wins will feel empty. The big idea here is simple. When you break these categories into practical, actionable steps, you stop living in chaos and start reacting to things more effectively. Instead, you start living with clarity and being intentional about how you spend your time. That's the foundation of the tool. And once you understand it, you'll see why it's so powerful when we sit down to fill it out together. Once you understand the categories, the next step is to define clear objectives and set priorities within each one. For your business, the aim isn't just about chasing sales. It's about consistently building an inventory of leads because leads fuel long-term growth. For your family, the top priority becomes caring about what matters to them. When you align yourself with their needs, you create deeper connections and strengthen relationships. And for yourself, the goal is to enjoy your time off without being mentally trapped in work mode. That might mean unplugging, setting boundaries, or simply permitting yourself to rest. When you establish these objectives and priorities, you create a roadmap that shows you exactly what matters most. And that clarity gives you direction in every decision you make. So let's talk about the action steps. Understanding objectives is one thing, but success comes when you turn them into action steps. For business, that means committing to weekly prospecting activities like door knocking, handwritten note cards, and genuine face-to-face conversation. It means managing your database like a living, breathing asset, constantly updating, adding, and refining. It means using a smart week plan to stay consistent, tracking your numbers daily and weekly, and surrounding yourself with accountability through a coach, mentor, or peer. On the family side, action steps include scheduling intentional family time every week, planning vacations so everyone has something to look forward to, prioritizing date nights with your spouse, and showing up for milestones like birthdays, graduations, or even small wins. For personal growth, commitment to moving more, at least 30 minutes a day, and tracking your calories and movement to stay accountability. Protect your sleep with a consistent schedule, practice daily affirmations to build a strong mindset, and yes, treat personal time as non-negotiable by putting it on your calendar just like a client appointment. These small intentional steps compound into massive change over time. Section 4, the power of scheduling and accountability. Here's the truth. If it's not scheduled, it won't get done. How many times have you told yourself you'd call those leads or spend Saturday with the family or get to the gym, only to watch the week slip away? Scheduling is what transforms intentions into action. By putting your business, tasks, family, commitments, and personal priorities directly on your calendar, you signal that these things matter and deserve time. But scheduling by itself isn't enough. You also need accountability. Accountability is what keeps you consistent on the days when motivation fades or life gets messy. Whether it's a coach, a trusted mentor, or even a peer group, having someone who checks in regularly keeps you honest. Add in weekly or monthly reviews to adjust the reset, and you've built a system that not only helps you stay on track, but ensures you're constantly moving closer to your goals. Section 5, connecting to a bigger vision. This isn't just about being more organized. It's about aligning your life with your bigger vision because success isn't about the subsequent closing. It's about building a business and lifestyle that serve your deeper purpose. That's why it's so powerful to create a vision board, something visual that reminds you daily where you're headed. Writing down 50 reasons why your goals matter forces you to dig deep into your why, and that clarity fuels your drive when challenges come. Daily affirmations reinforce your belief that you are in control of your success and capable of creating the life you want. When you combine vision, purpose, and action, you don't just build a business, you make a life of balance, fulfillment, and legacy, where business growth, family connection, and personal peace all thrive together. Okay, so now that I've explained the family, personal, business reengineering tool in detail, let's jump on the computer and fill it out together. If you'd like to follow along, I've included a link in the description below where you can download the tool for yourself. Business, family, personal life reengineering tool. So the first category here is business. This category here is family, and this category is personal. Okay. So essentially, we're reverse engineering it. We have action steps, which help us with our highest priority, which our highest priority then meets our objective. I look at this many years ago, this was put together. And so it really hasn't changed throughout the years. When we look at this, it's like my objective in business is to generate an above average income. Okay. Doing what I enjoy. My objective for my family is to love and support my family any way that I can. And then my objective personal is to be at peace with myself and like what I see in the mirror. Okay, so in order to hit that objective, what's my highest priority? What's the number one thing? What's the one thing I'm going to focus on? And for business, it's going to be building inventory. And not so much building inventory in listings and buyer sales, but it's building inventory in leads. You've got to build leads. Every day you've got to be generating leads. And then the highest priority for family is to care about what family cares about, because that's what caring is all about. And all I did was steal a quote that felt good to me. And that's truly is. I mean, I have 4 kids. I have 3 grandkids at the shooting of this video and a beautiful wife. And the main thing that I always try to keep in the forefront is whatever they care about is what I care about. I have 4 kids that have very different personalities. And now they're all adults. And even when they were kids, they all had different things that they like to do. So again, I care about what they care about, and I just want to be there for them when they need me. Okay. And then the personal is to enjoy my time off and not think about work. So I'm a workaholic. You'll see me go down in the basement and go to my office and work my behind off, working on videos, working on generating leads, new ideas, trying to put things together. How can we get better as a team? All of those types of things. So for me, I like to schedule family vacations in order to go and enjoy my time off. Or if I'm with my friends on the weekends or whatever the case may be, that's a goal for me. And so now when we look at action steps, for this is in business, there's weekly prospecting activities, right? So it could be door knocking, it could be complete communications, it can be whatever it is. You got to have weekly prospecting activities. It could be 5 hours of prospecting. And so to me, those are weekly face-to-faces, sending note cards. Marketing could be part of it, right? There's proactive and active prospecting. There's fishing and there's hunting. And then there's updating your database. So database management, I'm always adding and subtracting people from the database, updating their information constantly. And then you have your Smart Week, right? Always in each one of these categories, you're going to see Smart Week because you've got to have all of these things within your schedule. If it's not in your schedule, typically it doesn't exist. And then tracking your numbers, right? So if you watch the daily tracking, if you watched the weekly tracking of numbers, there's two different ways to be able to do that. But again, if you're not tracking the numbers, how do you know you're on track? Okay. So it's just a matter of looking and saying, okay, these are the big numbers, and I reverse engineer of the things that I need to accomplish. And I would encourage you to watch the book, The 12-Week Year. So, and then accountability, right? What is your accountability that you have in place? Do you have a mentor group that you're involved in that's holding you accountable? Do you have a coach? Do you have just a buddy? Do you have a manager? Do you have a team leader? Is anybody holding you accountable to accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish? And then now if we look at family, schedule weekly family time, right? Sometimes when you have little kids, this is just built in, right? I mean, you have a 5-year-old who's going to be playing soccer or go to school or come home from school or, swim lessons or whatever the case may be. All of that stuff, they're dependent on you to get them there, right? And you are pretty much they're not independent of you. They're dependent on you. And so a lot of times scheduling weekly family time, well, that's already done for you. Now, as your kids get older and they're adults and they're off to college and they're getting married and they're having their own families, that's when you need to look and say, okay, how can I schedule time in? We use FaceTime to have daily conversations with our grandkids and with our kids trying to get together. We try to have meals together at least once a week now, if at all possible. Again, everybody's got busy schedules. But again, if you don't put it in your schedule, chances are it's not going to get done. Schedule family vacations. Yes, this is important. Finding out what works for them, especially now that I have adult kids and they're in college and they've got their own jobs. We've got to figure out when's a good time for them to go. And then date night, right? The most important relationship ever is not your kids. It is your spouse, because your spouse is the one that's going to be there when they're gone. So are you scheduling a weekly date night to reconnect with each other? And then obviously for me, it's grandkids. Making sure that time gets scheduled in, and then be available for family. I want to be available, whether it's kids buying homes and going and meeting people at the house when they have to be at work, or cars break down, or they need something, family vacations, keeping them on track with their families, all of that type of stuff. So yeah, so that's family. That really hasn't changed for me. It's been tweaked a little bit, obviously, because I added grandkids, but that's pretty much. Yeah. So now personal, this is whatever your personal is, right? Move more, right? If I want to lose weight, it's very simple. We all know how to lose weight. We all know how to be healthy. It's move more, at least 30 minutes a day, every day, and it's eat less. And then when you do eat more of the good quality foods, right? So we all know this, but for the most part, a lot of us don't. We're just kind of oblivious to it, right? And again, if you're not aware of it, how can you ever fix it if you have no awareness of it? So one is move more, track movement and calories, right? So tracking what you eat, all that type of stuff. And again, to me, this all depends on where you're at in that journey, right? If you are on weight loss mode, meaning that you need to lose weight, you're going to need to track numbers. If you are trying to gain momentum in your real estate business, you're going to need to track numbers. And most of us, in regards to the business part, we're going to have to track numbers anyway. And I think most really healthy people will track all the time. Maybe not writing it down all the time and being as anal as that, but I think for the most part, they're keeping track of that. And then again, there's Smart Week again. Smart Week didn't show up in the family, but again, all of these activities that you want to accomplish in your personal life, in your family life, in your business life, if they're not in your schedule, they don't exist. And typically I can talk to an agent and look at their schedule, and the schedule will tell me what's important to them. And then obviously sleep schedule, getting enough sleep, waking up in the morning, getting your day started right. And then affirmations are always key to me. I say them every single day. I look at all the hats that I wear, and one affirmation, a couple affirmations I say every morning is, I am an amazing father. I am an amazing husband. I am an amazing grandfather. I am an amazing friend. As such, I am always guided to do and say the things that are get me the result of being an amazing husband, an amazing father, an amazing grandfather, and an so I turn up the volume of positivity. Well, you get what I'm talking about. So that to me is just kind of putting, going from your business plan and then, really finding out what your priorities are in life. And then taking the other two tools, which need to watch those videos as well, which is the building a vision board, and then also creating your 50 reasons. Like, what are the things that you want to accomplish before you pass away? So, all right, any questions, let me know. All right, now you've seen exactly how to fill out the family, personal, and business reengineering tool. And hopefully you started mapping out your priorities as we went through it together. Remember, this tool is only as powerful as the action you take with it. If you'd like to go deeper, really tailor this to your specific business, family dynamics, and personal goals, I'd love to sit down with you one-on-one. In that session, we'll break your tool down in detail, identify the areas that need the most focus, and create a personalized action plan you can start using right away. If that sounds valuable, click the link in the description to schedule your one-on-one session, and let's build you a business and life that work together, not against each other. We'll see you in the next video.